Welcome, all you +2 comedy modifiers, back to the stream. Welcome to a Christmas advent calendar. Yes, TV's Noah here, smoothie in hand, and this is the first episode of 24, where we try to save Christmas. Now, you might remember last year that I attempted to save Christmas and I never finished it. And you might remember that last year there was no Christmas. But hopefully this year I'll come through for everybody and we'll be back here daily on the channel in the month of December with this escape game. Here, let me show you. Yes! Escape the Game Advent Calendar, a brand new Advent Calendar, The Silent Storm. Ooh, so we're using the real life cameras because this is going to be a live solve, and together we can save Christmas. This box is really big and will be hard to manage. Get excited. But the way it works is we're going to use this here system to get a 5-digit code at the end of every puzzle. The code will then flip over to the back, and on the back we have these symbols. Hold on, I have it upside down. And you follow the arrows to the correct door. So from the door we start on, we would then move left, and then down, and then we would end up at door, circle, moon, triangle, circle, moon, star, and that would be tomorrow's game. So we will be back every single day in December until Christmas, and hopefully we save Christmas together. So the chat is up, as you can see, but each little door will tell us a little story. Let's take a look at what's inside the box here. Look at this. The problem is, to open, I must cover my beautiful face. So goodbye for a moment as you take a look at this beautiful game. So each door has these symbols on it. We don't know which door we start in. This one already ended up opened a little bit. I will also show you this lovely workshop art. This is just a beautifully made puzzle and advent calendar. There's little gadgets and gizmos in here, so let's get going with December 1st. I have my Christmas robe on, and we're going to dive into the introduction. I have a lot of reading to do, I forgot. The harsh ice desert of the South Pole stretches almost indefinitely. Nothing but glittering ice crystals and white expanse as far as the eye can see. The whole area is silent, stark, and deserted. Well, actually not the whole area. There in the middle of the icy wasteland stands a single isolated house. Actually, the word house might be misleading because it is probably the strangest building you could ever imagine. It looks as though it could not decide whether to be a castle or a factory. Huge half-timber walls surround the extensive sprawling site. Spiral staircases wind around the crooked towers, orals just out into the craziness of this place. Ropes are stretched around the building, along with pulleys rattling up and down. All of this madness, countless chimneys tower over the building, stretching up into the air in a disorderly manner. A hiker, should he ever get lost in this remote area, would probably stand open-mouthed and stare in amazement at this truly surprising sight, not least because of the magnificent fir trees that thrive in the huge plant pots right in front of the building. Perhaps he would thoughtfully pluck a few icicles from his beard and mutter, "Goodness gracious, how do these trees manage to survive in such bitter cold?" But firstly, a hiker would never happen to pass this particular spot of the South Pole. And secondly, this is no ordinary building. Of course, it could only be Santa Claus's workshop. It's the North Pole. Why are we on the South Pole? This is Santa Claus. This is the evil Santa. And as you know, he has some surprising tricks at his disposal. There's an asterisk here, and then a footnote. Very few people remember when Christmas workshops were located at the South Pole. That Santa Claus occasionally still rattles on enthusiastically about the adventures of that time over a cup of hot cocoa. All right, book, you got me. I was going to call you on your shit, but you got me. Cocoa smoothie. Inside it is very busy, as it is expected in December. They are crafting and carpentry, baking and sewing, painting and varnishing. And above it all hangs the delicious scent of oven-fresh gingerbread and cinnamon stars. Hundreds of employees in numerous departments are working hard to ensure all the gifts are ready for the Christmas festivities. Oh, this is so much reading. You are one of the employees. You have been employed here for many years and love this time of year. Everyone is really focused on their jobs, and the zeal and the anticipation is almost palpable. You could palpate it. You are working hard at your workbench, carefully making the most wonderful children's toys. You screw together a wooden rocking horse, lovingly smooth out the last splinters with sandpaper. Putting the toy aside, you head to the side table to get a steaming hot cup of tea, when rums, a tremendous vibration hits the building. Wrenches, hammers, and nails fall from the bench, banging and clanging together. The ground trembles and seems to roll under your feet. Desperately, you try to hold on to something, but everything falls, sliding and rolling over the floor. In a panic, you crawl under your workbench and hide your head in your arms. What on earth is happening? In addition to the earthquake, a violent snowstorm suddenly seems to sweep over the building, shaking the wooden planks. How could this be? This morning, there were absolutely nothing to indicate such a change in the weather. And now, sudden huge amounts of snow are falling from the heavens. With sudden realization, you rush across the swaying floor to the windows to secure the wooden shutters. You don't know how long it will withstand the mass of snow, though. Then you duck back to your workbench, protecting yourself from falling objects as best you can. When the earthquake seems to subside somewhat, you venture out into the hallway where chaos reigns. Your colleagues run around in a mad panic. What has happened? Was that an earthquake? What should we do? That's no normal storm. Fear and helplessness are spreading. Bino, an older colleague, comes up to you and reminds you that you are the company's safety officer. Gosh, that's correct. You had completely forgotten. Normally the task consists of showing the others once a year where to find the first aid kit and to train them and what needs to be done in case of a purely theoretical fire. Who could have guessed that there would be a situation like this? We have to prevent panic from breaking out here in the corridors. Bino's words tear you from your thoughts. Shall I take the others to the staff room in the basement? It's reasonably safe there. I guess they're all elves, so I'm going to do elf voices this whole time. You should look for the mouse and find out what's going on here. You nod uneasy, watching stunned as your colleague shepherds the staff in the direction of the stairs. As he leaves, he turns to you again. And remember that in a few minutes, the locking mechanism will kick in. Good luck. Luck? You'll need it. You rush back to your workroom and hastily clear space on your table to spread out the worn plan on the workshop. Which is the quickest way to Santa's office? You wanders over to the floor plan. As always, you're amazed at how huge the building is. So many rooms, suddenly you stop. What did Bino actually mean by locking mechanisms? You muse. The words don't really mean anything to you. Dimly, you remember a safety training course where you were talking of emergency situations in which the doors of the workshop would automatically lock. That's right. And they would be hidden clues in each room with which to open the doors again. It was some kind of safety precaution. You had to know how to read the clues. However, as far as you can remember, this complete lockdown has never occurred. It's quite possible that this is one of those countless stories the colleagues like to tell each other when the nights are long and dark. I have a bad feeling about this. You lean wearily against the wall, partially to ensure that you find your footing again if the tremors return, but also because you suddenly feel responsibility weighing heavily on your shoulders. It is the utmost important that you find out what's going on here. In the end, even Christmas could be at stake. Even if this quake doesn't damage or even destroy the workshop, things will be tight with the delivery of gifts this year. Christmas could be in a big disappointment worldwide. You must find Santa. You take a deep breath. In situations as this, you like to rely on your gut feeling. And that tells you the first of all, you should strengthen yourself so you are prepared for the challenges ahead. Resolutely, you steer your steps towards the pantry. Are you ready? Then continue reading the calendar page, December 1st, and begin the first riddle. December 1st. The door to the pantry is slightly open. Heart pounding, you enter the room. Once inside, you falter and catch your breath. You had expected that the storm and the quake would have messed things up in here. But the scene in front of you exceeds your fears. Many of the shelves that normally hold supplies have slipped or fallen from the fittings. Lying on the floor is a mess of broken glass, mixed in with squished and spilled food. What a sight. You are completely engrossed in contemplating the mess when the door slams and locks behind you. Immediately you hear a metallic click and a rattle. First in your room, there it seems to echo from every direction. Oh, that must be the automatic locking mechanism. Well, it is quite obviously not an old wives' tale. That also means that all the doors of the workshop are now firmly locked. You can only hope that the hidden clues part of the story, with which you can still open the doors, is also true. If not, you'll probably have to make ends meet in here for a while. There's some post-it notes on this that I just want to call out. Food to calm your nerves. Code from big to small. Recently, various employees have left their ID cards lying around. If anyone finds one, please don't throw it away. Oh, there's more. That's right. I tear these pages out. As to not spoil the next day. Speaking of supplies, you decide to quarrel your burgeoning panic with something sweet. Food to calm your nerves. Your eyes wander over the broken shelves. You are happy to see that the jars with your favorite sweets are still intact. Well, that is a good omen. As you take one of the jars off the shelf, you find your colleague Rudy's employee ID card behind it. He obviously has a weakness for these sweets and left his ID card here whilst secretly snacking. You tuck it away in your pocket. When all the fuss is over, you'll give it back to good old Rudy. But first, get to the sweets. Now open door 1. Behind you, you'll find 6 riddle cards. All right, let's go back to sky view here. All right, so we need to open door 1. So, oh yeah, I'm just going to do this for now. Boom. Door 1 is in fact labeled down here. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but I'll move the camera about when needed. Like right now. Zoom! Door 1. All right. So you can see in here we got like a little pantry set up. Sometimes the stuff inside the room is kind of important, so I'll do my best to try to show it to you. Phone. Ooh. Spookies. Yeah, so you can either see it with shadow or with light glare. Those are the options. All right, let's see what we got going on here. So we have, this is the ID card. Focus, camera, come on. Rudy Michael Carl Hammer. Hammer? Oh. No, that's not MC Hammer. What am I saying? Department Wooden Toys. Okay. So I think this is going to be something I hold on to. That's my personal opinion. And then we have a jar of goodies. A jar of goodies, again with a lock. A jar of goodies. A jar of goodies. And a jar of goodies. Okay, so my thought, let me put these in order. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so we have 5 jars here. But it appears, if you really look at this, I'm going to take the camera down. Hi! If you look at these, it appears that each card has a different lock involved. You can see the lock is a little bit different on all of them. And I believe if I bring back my... Yeah, so in the story page, there are 3 keys, and I think they match the different shapes. So I also noticed there's a yellow one, a purple one, and a green one. So my guess is also big to small. So I think I want the big key first. Okay? And that looks like it's kind of like a 3. So I would say that it is this one. Like if you kind of look at the key shape and the keyhole shape, I would say that those are great. I feel like this camera's blurry. I don't know why it's not like focusing, but this is also not my usual camera that I use for this. So maybe I gotta find my high def camera when we do this again. So I'm going to say that this is jar 1, if we're going from big key to small key. Then, which key would you say is bigger? I would say this is slightly bigger. Maybe? I mean, also, I guess we could also go into the order of, like, this is the first key, this is the second key, and this is the third key, based on how they're stacked on the nail. So let's call this the second key. So that's kind of like this weird S shape, which I would say is this jar. That kind of matches in my opinion. So we got those. And then the last one kind of looks like the omega symbol. Which I would say, ooh, there's 2 that kind of, I would say it's this one. Yeah, that totally works on that key. Okay, so my thought is we are going to take the number of, we're going to look at the rope here, and then we're count that many goodies in each. So we're going big to small. So we're going to start with the purple. How many purple do we see in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll call that a 6. And I will say, since we're going in order, I'll put a 6 here on the red. So next will be the blue number, which is the yellow key. So how many yellows do we have? I count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I already got a 5 on this. So this is going great so far. And then, whoa! 6, 5. This last one here which is the green. So we have to count the number of greens, which is 5 because there's one hiding. There's one hiding. You could probably just barely see it with this terrible camera. It's hiding here in the purple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5. So my official guess for the answer is 6, 6, 5. So what we then do is we flip this over, and that's going to give us a bunch of directions. We're going to follow those directions from the door we're on to a new door. If that new door is a moon circle, we've done this correctly. So let's do this. So according to this, we are moving, trying to get up, left. So we're at this door. And then next we're moving down, left, which is here. And then we'd move straight down, which is off the board. So I've done something incorrectly already. I'm putting the camera back. Oh, frustration! I know I'm upside down. All right. Oh, I think I might have been looking at this wrong. I think I looked at this. I think I looked over here instead of over here. I think that this is on me, actually. So here, then over, moon circle. Yep, there it is. So I had it correct the whole time. Just for some reason, my brain had a fart and it didn't work right. So there it is. That's door 2. Join me tomorrow for more of this. And hopefully we'll solve more than just... We'll solve and we'll have more time to do other things after this. Because this took way too long. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know if you enjoy solves like these, because I enjoy doing these, even though I got really frustrated for this one for no particular reason. Have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you all later today. Have a great one. Till next time.